Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I end my reviews of Perfume albums before their new one, Future Pop, comes out. And this time this is my review of their fourth album, Level 3. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this is simply my opinion on the album, and if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Level 3 is an album that came out 2 years after JPN, and what is special about this album is that it is the first one that was made available worldwide, not only digitally but as well for the physical copies. And I remember buying the European edition of the album that came out at a much cheaper price, and this is actually something they've done ever since this album came out. It is also an album that made me love Perfume a little bit more, especially after the small letdown that was JPN to me. This album was also filled with songs from singles that I absolutely adored, like Spring of Life, Magic of Love, and Spending All My Time. This album is also one that has found a better balance between electronic songs and the more J-pop ones, although there are still songs that feel very cutesy J-pop, and depending on the songs, they either work well, like for example Clockwork or Point, or it doesn't, like Mirai no Museum, which is a song that to this day I really cannot get into no matter what. Once again, Nakata on this album gets to experiment, although it might not be his most interesting work to date here. And even on a song like Party Maker that lasts over 7 minutes, the song, unlike Edge, feels like a good minute could have been cut off and it would have been just fine. The album mixes on this album are also among my least favorite because they took away parts and moments from the original songs that I loved. For example, Magic of Love, the album mix loses a bit of the magic of the original, which I still prefer to this day compared to this mix. Spending All My Time album mix as well loses a bit of its charm because my favorite part from the original, the chorus, is completely changed here to something not as appealing. And I know I'm mostly nitpicking here because at the end of the day we still get newer version of the songs, which is better than nothing, and there's also the singles available if I want to go back to it. But I just feel like these album mixes can sometimes be less appealing than the original material, which is something that has been quite recurring within the last couple of albums. However, I do love a lot of songs from this album, besides the one from the singles like 1mm or Sleeping Beauty, the latter reminding me a little bit of Butterfly from the first album. And once again, the trio doesn't sing much on that one, but when they do, it definitely carries a twisted fairy tale-like atmosphere, which I really love. Dreamland as well is among some of my favorites, it's just really fun. Overall, Level 3 elevates itself from JPN, although there are still issues with the album that are pretty common nowadays with Perfume's music. It is still a really enjoyable album and a nice comeback to a more balanced work with many electronic songs and some more on the J-pop side that blend together quite well, and that is why I give the album 4 stars. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tell me what you think of the album down below, and I'll see you next time.